Apple of God, I don't weak. This is today's live on Equa Television International. We are glad that you're seated right there to join the conversation. We're talking about work progress evaluation. When was the last time you evaluated yourself, your business, your work, and all? I have engineer Tony Jane and Kali. Prudence is here. Samu Sulomo, I don't know what is amazing. But I'm happy to have you.
Morning.
Again, Apple of God, I don't weak. Alive, healthy, sound. This is another
What
great
is the
day.
topic of today's class? Time is going. You have not introduced topic. Is the apple. Okay, mango of God, orange of God, pineapple of God. Yeah, apple.
Well, it's another great day, and thank God for the gift of life. I'm going to enjoy every bit of the day. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to make the best of this day. I don't know about you all.
Same here.
Like always, on Christ the solid rock I stand. So let's talk about work progress evaluation. Let me start with engineer Tony.
I'm not ready. I'm drinking coffee. I'm not ready. Say your apple of God.
Yes.
So he has fed you with information. See, tell them the information.
By virtue of being here, you partake.
We're here for backup.
Oh, let's solo start. This is your husband on today's life.
No.
Progress evaluation.
Yeah.
It is very important, but I think in this part of the world, we don't take that serious. Reason is the fact that maybe the way some of us or most of us are being groomed, in the other part of the world, they don't play with it because that is what they use to monitor whether they are making impact in whatever they are doing, whether they are growing or not. And then if you see, the reason why I say it's important because they use that as a yardstick to monitor whatever they choose to do in life to see whether truly their decision is yielding result. And without that progress evaluation, for me, I would say whatever you are doing, you will remain stagnant because it will just cage you. I would say without that, it will just be like a threshold to whatever someone is doing. You are just there, you feel you're there, you're okay, and you're comfortable there. So there is no this open mind, open room, for growth. Because with that, it helps you rather to monitor how you are doing in whatever area of specialization that you have chosen. But generally in life, you are born to make impact in your own given way, starting from family. You have to evaluate how your family is doing. You have to evaluate how your kids are doing in school. Whether what you are putting in school is yielding result. You have to evaluate what your woman, your wife is doing. It's vice versa. The woman evaluating how the husband is doing. So that I will say it covers the whole the entire aspect of life. It is very important because by so doing, that is when you will know whether you're growing or not. So it is key. It is very important.
As painful as this is, I'm going to say, Joyce, your hair is fine. It's
Thank you.
paining me. But your hair is beautiful.
Thank you.
Your hair is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's paining me.
Please don't be pained.
People fail in their progress or in their work. Why? Because they work so hard to achieve organizational goals. So they fail. They give you a work at office. You work so hard to finish it. You will fail.
I'm interested in knowing how.
Yes. Because that is a sum total. And that is not progress. That is a responsibility. It's not progress. It's a responsibility. You are owning up to a responsibility. It's just like you saying, I am in competition with Solomon Sambo Sabe because he's the one always receiving recommendations, and he's the one that is always hyped. He's always seen as the best in the office. So I am in competition with him. Do you know what you have said? You have said that he is a standard for your life. So why would I limit my progress to someone else's threshold? Is that all there is? It's not. People who achieve at work because they are told what to do, they don't excel in life. And that's why I started with the point. I said you will fail if you are giving everything at work to do and you do. That's not to say delivering on time is not right or it's wrong. This is the point I'm trying to make. Why would the Bible says from the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks? Why? Because you are supposed to keep a lot of things in the heart. Whenever it is needed, you drop it. Joyce, if you have 1 million naira coming into your account every day, I didn't say every month, would you be bothered about breakfast, lunch, dinner? Would you be bothered about hair, shoes, skirts, shirts, dresses? Why? It's 1 million coming in every day. But if you have 2,000 or 1,000 coming in every day, you will bother about these things that I just mentioned.
True.
This is the point. People don't develop themselves because of who they want to become in life. People develop themselves because of the small competition in the office. So they leave this organization, they go to another organization, then they see bigger responsibilities and they cannot meet it because there was a yardstick drawn by them in the previous working place. And now you are faced with another organization which is mega in terms of achieving hourly success in their plans, in their schedules, or their activities as an organization. So if you come to work expecting that whatever they give me today, I'm going to trash it, and that is all. Okay, if they don't give you a responsibility, who are you? See the point I say you have failed if that is all you have. You will not achieve anything.
That's true.
But if you set goals for yourself, you say, not even about being the best. It's not about being the best. It's about being the achiever. Not at work, but in life. Not at work, but in life. The progress that we seem to see every day about life is, wow, I feel so fulfilled today. Sometimes when you are going home, you feel like, I'm so happy. I did this, I did that, I did this. I even helped Solo with this. I helped Prudence with this. I connected this. I made this work. This has been off for a week. I brought it back to life. I have helped this guy. I've helped this sister. I feel so fulfilled. It's nice, but it's not an achievement. If we are rating progress, at what rate are we rating progress? At what speed are we rating progress? What is progress? What is achievement? What is responsibility? If you come to work and then they say, this is what we need you to do, and then you did it and you left. This is what we need you to do. You did it and you left. It's like somebody is paying you to kill your own personal dreams of achieving in life. It's like a drug. They give you to forget who you want to be in life. And then they pay you every month for doing what they ask you to do. But you have forgotten. Why? Because of the salary that is trickling in. You have forgotten what you want to become in life. So most of the time when I see people working real hard, sometimes I call them, I say, when you studied mass, because people come to me a lot to say they need work. I just did mass communication. And then I ask them, what aspect of mass communication? They say, I'm just a communicator. Mass communication does not have aspects. Of course, in school, it's not, they don't dissect it that way.
Yeah.
But when you are out as a communicator, you either want to be a video editor or news editor or producer or a journalist or a photographer or a presenter, or there are so many they are all communication. But there are so many aspects of them. Then they say, sir, just general communication. And people even write applications. They say whatever is available. So you have to be specific. When people come to you that way, they will give you whatever they feel like. Because they are not precise even in their asking. Whatever is available. I told one from Lagos. She said she's an EQUA member. She really, her dream is to work with EQUA television. Please, whatever is available. So I said, we need an office assistant and a cleaner. She said, no, sir, I'm a graduate. So I told her, I said, sweetheart, graduates don't talk that way. You can't be in a classroom for 4 or 5 years and come out and say anything. No, it doesn't work that way. Sir, I'm an analyst. I can analyze. I can do this. But I want to be analytical in the place that you have kept me. So that's my, oh, wow. Even if that office does not exist, because of your confidence, I might want to create it. A lot of people don't care about progress.
True.
That's why you see people, they tell you, this is my 28th year working here.
And there's no difference.
There is nothing. They come every morning. Their life is just regular. God forbid that I become regular. Because I'm working every day to becoming someone. Who is the someone? I am the only one who knows the someone I want to be. It's not your problem. It's not your responsibility. It's not even yours to know it. But it's me. How am I working towards that? It's still personal. It's still personal. Have you not heard that one day somebody that you say, this man is now commissioner of education. Wow. He's in our area, or he has one bike. They used to push it. You don't know what that man has invested his money upon.
It's just so sad that today people rate their progress by other people's standard. Sometimes I see some people and I feel for them because there's more that they can give than what they are giving. But they judge their progress, they evaluate themselves by the people they are ahead of. And that is why somebody will tell you, see, I've been in this business for the past 10 years.
Who cares,
The
Joyce?
same location.
No, but who cares? Who cares? Look at how many businessmen in the world do we have? Some of them we've had them for 5 years. Some of them we've had them for 10 years. Some of them we've had them for 20 years. Some of them, since we were small, their names have been trending till today. And most of these people, they are in competition with things that are not seen.
True.
But people that are shallow-minded are in competition with people. A person is not your competition. What he does should be. What he does should be, because he has hands, you have hands. He has legs, you have legs. You may even be finer than the person. So how are you rating progress that way?
You hear people say words like, better me now, this person that was here before me, see the person, like, I'm better than the person. Like, you use another human to rate your rate your progress. And when you talk about progress, generally it has to do with growth. So for the last 1 year, 6 months that you are into this work, or you've been trusted with this business, where have you moved to on the ladder? Are you satisfied? Yes, you wake up every morning, you go to that business, you have been doing that. That's not progress. How have you grown? How have you increased? Like you spoke about the fact that, yes, you are employed. People are employed and this is your responsibility. You wake up every morning and then whoever is heading you tells you that this is what you're expected to do. That should not be, you shouldn't rate your progress on that. Because of the importance of evaluation, now companies, businesses, organizations anchor on that so that they will know if that goal or that mission they're actually achieving it or not. I've had to work for an organization, their monitoring units, to evaluate the work. They had put resources into all this charitable work, but they want to know how far it has reached, because you cannot bring up a business or a course and just fold your hands. You won't know whether you're progressing or you are not. It is through the monitoring, it is through evaluation that you get to know if you are progressing. And in the course of it, data are being collected. That way you know, oh wow, we are able to reach 500 people. There's need to do more. It is only through that evaluation and monitoring that you know how far you have gone. But most times we don't take time personally to evaluate ourselves. We are just satisfied with where you are every day. It's like a ritual, it's a routine. This thing that we have been doing, we are even better than these people. Like, you are not rating yourself based on what is inside of you, what you can do. People don't want to be stretched. The moment you try to stretch people, they fight it. And it is because you don't evaluate yourself. Because if you do, you can tell that, no, I can do better. That at the end of today, I watched my program and I see that, no, Joyce, you can add this, you can say this, and it will make you better.
The fight that they do, Joyce, sorry, Prudence, the fight that they do is not intentional. They do not intend to fight. But you know what? There is a spirit within them that has an elasticity. When you pull it and it reaches the
threshold.
Yes. It forces them to retaliate. It's not their physical senses that are fighting you. It is that spirit that has told them, you have progressed enough in life. God forbid, Joyce. God forbid. Do you know the life that God has called us to live?
That was what I was.
The fullness of life. The fullness of life, lacking nothing. Today, when people go to God and start asking, Father, give me this, give me that, I laugh. But because everything you need has been given.
Yeah.
And look at the people that are controlling the wealth of this world. They don't pray. They don't even know God. In fact, the richest person alive, he does not know God. He does not believe in God. So if we are talking about achievement, some of us are still talking some of us are still talking about achievement based on who other people are. Not based on what other people do, based on who other people are. While some people are talking about achievement based on what other people have achieved, and then they are timesing it 1,000,000 times. They are multiplying it 1,000,000 times. Now somebody just did a hotel in space. In this world where you and I stay. What's the best hotel we have in Jos? It's nothing compared to that. What's the best hotel we have in Nigeria, in Abuja? That one is not even on the earth where you will dig foundation. It's in space. You said that this progress is growth. Growth can be achievement as well. You know, people are just in environments that are not challenging. That's why. People just live in environments that are not challenging. You know what? I was in the presidential villa with Solo one time during an event. I think with Lois. And then I called them and I said, who else was with us? Jerry. And I called them. I said, look at these people that came from Lagos to do this setup. Look at this. Watch what they are doing. There was tension. The photographer of the vice president came and shouted at them. Are you guys stupid? Didn't I tell you the door he was coming out of? How come you missed him coming out? You are going to give me that material. Whatever you do, you are going to provide that material. If you saw these guys, they are professionals in their rights. The event was going, nobody got angry, nobody fought. They let the event to take course. When she came in, they apologized. And then she said, let's not worry about that. Let's finish the show. It was a Christmas carol. Equa Television was there. Dove TV was there. Channels was there. AIT was there. NTA was there. All the television stations in this country were there, including Equa Television. And I told them, I said, don't be carried away by what brought you. Look at how people walk. I never saw in a second. He's here, he was there. Where someone called someone to decide for them to talk about anything apart from that production. Even if it was about the production, there was somebody they were reporting to. That's not new to me. But I brought that as an example because we work in a place where such is achieved. Joyce, for some people, not even talk about achievement or progress. For some people to concentrate and do what is their responsibility, it is a problem.
Sure.
Who told you to go and study medicine? Nobody. But you hear that 7 out of 10 people operated upon in Nigeria die.
Complication.
Yes. That's because somebody, a lady told me, and I think I mentioned it on today's live, she was going to be operated upon. And the doctor that came in, she had her phone with her. Before they gave her the...
anesthesia?
Yes. Before they gave her the anesthesia, she said, no, that nobody should carry his phone here. They told her, they said, well, I said, you want to operate me? You are chatting, you are talking, you are watching videos. She said, no. She started coming off the bed. And then they said they are sorry. And then they took, and mostly it's these student doctors. Go to hospitals today. Teaching hospitals. It's student doctors you see. They talk to you while they are on their phones. How can you grow that way? I was privileged to be invited by a film school over the weekend to teach. When I got in there, I saw so many young people. And I was asking them the oldest movie they ever watched. Nobody knew anything that was old. But how can you analyze generations without knowing what happened in the past? If you are bothered about progress, you should be bothered about what happened. What brought about the progress that everybody is yearning for. The only old movie they know was God Must Be Crazy. And I said,
What?
you don't want to. I am wondering. So you see, we live in a sick generation where nothing matters to people. People don't think time is of essence. No, nobody thinks that way. Why? Because technology is lying to us. Even if you miss it now, you can correct it later. If you got it wrong the last time, you can get it right this time. It's a lie. Madam, it's a lie. I still prefer the old sad way of doing certain things in my life because they are the only way I can progress and also rate my progress.
Okay. So I wanted to say earlier on you mentioned that I'm trying to get how you phrased it, but it's not coming. But something about how okay. All right. So let me just go ahead and make my point because I can't find it. I am of the opinion that we don't rate success because we don't really know why we are doing what we're doing. So you're not rating your progress because you don't actually know what you're doing. You're just working. Okay, so I've been given this task. Let me just accomplish this task. But I'm not even. Why am I even doing it in the first place? We've not answered that question. Little wonder, Mr. Solo always mentions purpose. Purpose. What is your purpose? Who am I? Why am I doing this thing? We've not answered those questions. That's the basic. So since you have not answered the question of purpose, how can you evaluate yourself to progress? It's not going to be there. So the basic is we don't have purpose. A lot of us are just working and living. We're just anywhere the wind blows. Let's go. Let's be going. And to an extent, a lot of us are like that. And personally, I had my own face of that kind of that kind of thing. I was just like, whatever comes goes, and you become carefree. You don't feel like anything matters anymore. You just begin to do things anyhow. You're not even considering, okay, so if I do this way, am I growing myself or not? So instead of progressing, a lot of times we are regressing and we are not even conscious about that. We just continue to function. You're living. No, you're alive, but not really living. And when I'm talking about progress and purpose, I'm not just talking about work, which is essential, because today we're actually talking about work. It's really essential. But in life, we are not even looking at those things. So how would you even progress in work or even evaluate your progress in work when you have not even found your purpose in life? Over the weekend, we were, I'm not sure if it was over, no, it was the other weekend. We're talking about how purpose makes you relevant. The moment you've identified your purpose, you're already one step forward to relevance. And if you do know your purpose, it is easier for you to channel your energy towards progressing in your purpose. But since you don't even know your purpose, what are you progressing in? You just continue to work.
The capacity that every man has built within his system determines the longevity of his journey or career as a person. Most of the time when people fight, you are not the one they are fighting. That's what I know. They are fighting their inability and their inadequacies that they have stored up. You are not the one that they are fighting in most cases, because when someone's capacity is used to capacity, when someone's capacity is used to capacity, the people have nothing else to offer.
If not, why would you be angry that somebody is getting what he's doing right?
In fact, what would you be angry that you have not achieved anything and then you are blaming it on others? See, that is why I'm saying it's not the others that you are fighting. It's what is inside you that you are fighting. Now, if you have fought people or if you are fighting people, I have a solution. They say that people use 3 to 4% of their brain. And I'm wondering why. What happens to 96%? What happens to 97%? So if you can at least engage 0.5 within a year more, you will be heads and shoulders above everyone. When you are some people, the Bible says if you faint in the day of adversity that your strength is small. It is the same thing with work. When you find out that, in fact, let me even worsen some of these situations. That didn't sound nice. But anyway, when you achieve the same thing for 3 months, you have failed. Not even that you have not achieved. But if you do the same thing the same way for 3 months, in this present world, you have failed. Why? The world progresses by innovations. The world progresses by transactions. If you are buying, you are poor. If you are selling, you are rich. So if in your place of work you are not innovative, and by place of work, I mean it can be your business, it can be education, it can be employment, it can be whatever it is you do for work. If you stop progressing, if you do the same thing for 3 months, you have not progressed. Even if it's working for the organization, you have not progressed. Now think about it. Why do we have annual general meetings? Simply is for us to rate the progress of our organizations. The cement company does that. The noodles company does that. The confectionaries company does that. The whatever it is, the meals, everything, they do that. If it's not important to know how you are doing in business, why would you have a general meeting annually? People must know that if you are applying to work in a place for people who work with others or under other people, you have become a stream that is connected to a stem. So in other words, truly, in the organization, you cease to exist. I saw a boy, an American boy, just yesterday or so, or 2 days ago on a platform. Somebody sued his father 1.5 million because he was the one talking on most of the videos that they create with the father. So the father bought a Tesla, bought a Tundra, bought a Tahoe, bought whatever. He bought great cars, but the boy felt cheated, and he took his father to court. And he said he's demanding 1.5 million. That boy should be like between 8 and 12. And then I was watching people commenting, people talking, and one boy said he can never ever in his life, and he swore that he can never do a regular 9 to 5, which is like the kind of job most people have, go to work in the morning and close at 5. And his friend said even him, he can't. That what he wants to, there's nothing wrong with what you want to be or what you want to do. But you see, Joyce, this income, don't play with it. I will not stop saying it. You do not have what you do, but you are forbidding things that can give you money. The devil is using you to speak.
That's true.
You are forbidding things. He said, God forbid in his life, he can never do regular 9 to 5. What does he do for a living? Nothing. You see, we don't know how dreams are built. That is why we disrespect people that we are on our way to being where they are. We disrespect them. We don't look at organizations as anything anymore. And this thing is global. Oh. It's not, I said, in TV, but it's fine. It's global. This thing is global. It's not just Nigeria. It's not just Africa. This one that I'm telling you, say you will not do 9 to 5. He's an American.
And you know, one thing about these people that always want to be, I will not do this 9 to 5, I will not do, God forbid, and all of that. They are not even making impact where they are at the moment.
How can you make impact when you are jobless?
I've talked about the fact there are people that have work. They have the job or business or whatever, or they are being employed. And then they just keep hoping and aiming for a bigger, a better opportunity. Yet, the one that you have at the moment, there's no growth, there's no impact. Like, you don't even evaluate what you do. You just do the regular. You come and then you go. At the end of the day, you say, this company is owing me, or I'm owing this company so amount of money because, yes, I came, I registered my presence and I left. See, progress evaluation is about looking inward. What am I adding? I think if people are asking questions, you have work and you're asking yourself this question daily. What have I added to the growth of this organization, this company, this business? Then you will do a lot more. But how can you be working an organization and you're making the same mistake over and over again?
You see, certain things, I'll blame certain things on maybe education. Go to our markets today. You see, they are mostly illiterates, people who never went to school. They're the ones selling. Put a camera on them, interview them, just not even a camera. Sit down and ask them, how is business? How are you progressing? Do you know what they are going to tell you? They will tell you it's terrible. The economy is this. What we are buying 2,000, now we are buying it 6,005. We can hardly do this. We can't do that. Guess what, Joyce? When you go back to that market the next morning, she's there. That is not a complaint. It's not a complaint. She's just discussing how sad she is about the trade, but she's not complaining about it. If she were complaining, she'd not be there the next day.
Yes.
But you know what? she's not there. She's there the next day, not because she's forced.
Mm.
In fact, when she comes the next day, if anything happens to her spot, she'll pick it up with her neighbor.
True.
But guess what? We wish that one day our bosses will wake up and tell us not to come to work for a week, or close at 2, or after morning devotion. For those of you who do devotions, everybody go home, or just take the day off, or this. When these things happen, like I've asked all of you, jokingly and seriously, what do you want to go home and do? I'm sure you've asked me. All of you are in a hurry. When they close, you want to go home. It's nothing wrong with going home. But the question is, what are you going home to do? Be careful with people, especially pastors, who tell you, go and spend time with family, oh. Stay at home and do this, oh. There's nothing wrong with that. Create the time to do that. You see, some people don't understand how life is. They don't even know what it is. When you go home, you are not spending any time with family. Go and check. When you say quality time with family, when last did we spend quality time with family? Being at home is not spending quality time with family. You see, the woman that is making her husband come home every now and then is the woman that will in turn insult the husband for not meeting needs financially. If you want me always at home, I stay always at home, but you cannot have what you're asking. What do you prefer? God did not create man to stay at home. He did not. And I'm not saying when you have a job, abandon your family and stay at the work even when you don't have anything to do. Because the more your capacity increases, the more your family enjoys life. The more you stay one place, there will be a period of time. All of this, daddy, we love you, you are the best daddy. There is a period of time. This thing is periodic. Before long, if you stay one place for a long time, your children will get to see how you live as a pattern. Until the day they go to the neighbor's house. And then they see that the neighbors eat chicken every weekend. They eat this they have this to where they have that. They will start looking down on you as a father. And when children do that, at that age, God help them when they grow, they will not see you as a responsible father. Go to America today and see how people are insulting their fathers. They tell their fathers, you were never there. Our mommy was there. The mothers would take every kind of job to make sure that their children go to school. They will take any kind of job to see that their children eat. But men, we are so egotistical with things. We want to sit down at home and cross leg so that women will worship us. Yet, we don't have money. You see, nobody stays at home and makes money. Even if you have people working for you, you have to supervise. Otherwise, you are empowering other people at the peril of your own business.
True.
I'm not saying men should be irresponsible by not going home. But I'm saying that the more you spend extra hours doing what you have said, this is what I want to do for work or for life, the more you understand it better. The more you have a different knowledge of it. The more it gives you more relevance, the more it gives you more money.
Earlier, you talked about environment. And I remember earlier I said it's just like it's a part of this world that we take certain things for granted. Because you mentioned someone building a hotel in space. And by your analysis, they say people use their brain. You said 4%?
3 to 4%.
3 to 3.
I'm not sure I got that right.
Okay.
I just remembered something like that.
Okay. And then you are in a world whereby some people are thinking this way. You are in a world where somebody is thinking he's building something that can take people to the moon. just for excursion, just for tour. This time around, not for science experiment. Just for you to just go and catch fun. And you ask me, like, who and who will be able to pay for that kind of fun? Definitely. People that have extra money that they feel they just want to throw it. Just go there and explore. Right? In this part of the world, you mentioned education earlier. And I've said it one time on this stage. It's like in this part of the world, they gave us this memorizing pattern that you just sit and memorize books.
They're still giving us.
They're still giving us. But if you look at it, now if you are writing project, you are writing books, and then maybe you are quoting. And you quote maybe an old write-up. There's a way they reject it. They will tell you that this is old. Can you just quote the recent research and the rest? That means somebody may have researched on that and may have argued it and brought us some lapses in it. And then they feel, yes, he argued it well, so why can't you quote him? You see, in the other part of the world, they teach people how to solve critical thinking. Critical thinking brings about solving current challenges. You understand? Like you rightly said, someone want to create something new, but you don't know what happened in the past. So how can you do that? You need something to tell you that yes, this person have tried, but I think the challenges now are different, and we need this particular way to solve these issues. That's why, some will tell you, yes, we have regular hotels. Like if you talk hotels, they will tell you you have this best hotel in Dubai, you have this in this. But the question, do we have hotel hanging on air? You understand? He's trying to tell you that, okay, let's bring something new, something out of the usual. And then from there, you will know that someone is thinking of what happened then. What are we supposed to do now? If we do this, would it bring more money? If that's the idea, you generating money. And definitely like someone that say, if you want to go to the moon, pay. And this, what happened to Titanic, the recent, you understand? Those guys are rich. They paid a lot of money,
when it comes to progress, like you were talking about listening to somebody would tell you and all of that, the circle you keep has a lot to do with your progress. Who have you been listening to? What kind of people do you keep around you? It will help you in rating yourself, in evaluating yourself. Because if you keep evaluating yourself, you will know in your assessment, if you're true to yourself, if these people that are around me have been encouraging me to grow, to achieve, or they have made me feel, I've reached on top of the ladder. There are people, like I said earlier on, that they evaluate their progress by other people's standard. And that's why the person will be satisfied. I don't want anybody that is ahead of me in my circle. I'm satisfied that I'm the one that is heading over. Yes. You are headed towards failure. You should have people around you that will challenge you to do better. You should hear people that will spur you, that will push you to go back home and think that if this person can achieve this, then I should be able to achieve this. There are people that always make you satisfied. See, don't disturb yourself. You hear people telling you, no worry yourself, just leave it like that. We have been doing this thing since this how it has been. You are stressing yourself. These are the people you're listening to. You will not go anywhere.
I sorry, I lost track of time. I'm just saying that the time is fast. We will take the thoughts for the week, but then Prudence will make her point. I want you to remind me that you talked about the people you keep around you. Make your point.
Okay, so I was going to say, what you mentioned is only possible if you are focused on the direction that you already have.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have direction, you're easily swayed by the wind. Say, I mentioned purpose, then I'm saying direction. If you have purpose, you need a direction to which you want to go so that you can accomplish your purpose. And if you're not doing that, there's no way you would not have a base for yourself, for your evaluation, for your progress evaluation, because you don't even know the direction you're going. So how can you evaluate what you don't know?
Whether you're close or
Because you don't even know where you're headed.
But do you know that there are people that have the direction, but the circle they keep discouraged them?
Yes, I'm not disputing the point you made. I'm just building on the point you made. I'm just trying to say.
If I wish you brought this issue of circle earlier, but I have a lot to say about circle. But I'll just cut it short. Let's take the thoughts for the week, and then we come back quickly, and then we'll do the circle you keep thing that you started.
Learning is not all about the four walls of a classroom. Rather, it is a lifetime investment to growth.
We all make mistakes, but social media frame those mistakes and display them infinitely.
Relationships should draw you closer to God and not closer to sin. Remember that God is more important, so don't compromise to keep anyone.
Thank you. The circle you keep. All right.
Before you make your point, let me just give this.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
With your fine hair.
This analysis. I remember back then in school, like I had told myself that.
She wants to talk because if I talk, maybe she might not have the opportunity. Okay, go
Back
ahead.
then
That's
in
smart
school-
of you.
Back then in school, I told myself that no, I don't want to settle for like just average on all of that. If I can be in school at this age,
In terms of grades? Or,
yes.
okay.
If I can be in school at this stage, I had the opportunity to do diploma program. I worked before coming for degree. I should be able to be on top of the ladder and all of that. So in my effort, it wasn't easy, but in the effort of being there, at some point I had a friend, and then one time we were just called while we were preparing for exams that, oh, there will be tests, like all those tests that, oh, just come and write tests. And then she told me that, don't worry, the lecturer is my friend. Like, even if we don't write, it's going to. I looked at her, I said, it's not my friend, it's your friend. I'm going to write. So just wait now, don't worry, I'll call. And I said, no. I got up, I just carried, I said, my problem is I don't start following somebody to be doing please and please. And when I know I can write. So immediately I got up, she followed me as well. And when I was doing my PGD program as well, one of the person that is also a lecturer there said, don't worry, they are all our colleagues now. Are you not serving in this place? We can talk to. I say, okay. Immediately he thought I went for lectures. And then eventually, now because you spoke about direction, I knew what I wanted. And I know what is like obtainable, what you should do, and I can do it. Why would I allow somebody to tell me that, no, don't do this? At the end of the day, this person that told me, don't worry, because I'm a lecturer here and you are serving it, he's carrying over some courses there. Yes. And so there are people that will tell you no. That's where I'm bringing the issue of the circle. Some people, you know that this is where you're headed. But if you have the wrong circle, let me
You
stop
know
here.
what? This issue of circle, I'm not even attacking it from the viewpoint of having people who do the same thing as you. But I'm coming at this the viewpoint of having people who believe the same thing as you. Do you not know that there are people with people in their lives who don't have an idea how your system of trading works, but they advise you otherwise? These are the kind of circle of people I want to talk about. And you know, when you have a friend that is difficult not to hear them, be careful what they tell you. You have someone that is difficult. That is why you see sometimes people call me for a week, because I know how some people believe in what I say. I choose not to say anything about what they're asking, because whatever I say, I have to think as well, because whatever I say, they start running with it. Some people keep certain kind of people, not minding whether these people think revelationally or revolutionary as they do. What do you believe? XYZ. What does he believe? ABC. But he's the closest person to you. What do you talk about? Do you think you would ever agree? You will not, sir. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have such people in your lives. Friendship are at levels. There is a level where you keep, believe me, I don't think I have much friends who are into the same thing I do, or the same things I do. I don't think I have. So when we start talking, we just talk neutral things like politics, governance, appointments, life, family. But when you start bringing things, how can I advise a lawyer on what to do, for instance? It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. How can I advise a doctor, for instance? How can I advise a building engineer? Even if I'm an engineer, I am into a different, there are an assortment of engineering.
True.
I am into a different compartment or system of engineering than building. So I don't have anything to say about that. So in other words, why won't I just be quiet? Because sometimes friends ask you, man, I have this patient. She doesn't like taking her drugs. And she keeps calling her crises, her this, her that. I don't know what to do. What will I say? Cut from master to a medium shot. Or what will I tell the person? Oh, you see, in this life? No. At that point, there is a profession. There is a knowledge that is applicable to that situation. What do you have business keeping pastors as people who advise you working in the hospital? Just because he's a pastor does not mean every advice that will come from him will be great or useful. Believe me, I have more pastor friends than I have friends in the world. But when I have spiritual issues, I ask them, even though some of them look up to us for help. Truly. Because some of us are more revelational than we are the other way. You understand? So some of them ask, this one, what do you think? Have you ever been faced with such a situation? I say yes, several times. Okay, I'll call you later. It will be a long call. So when you start keeping certain people around you, you say, this one is my childhood friend. I can't do it. I have childhood friends too. I have childhood friends. I can't do without them in making some decisions. But when it has to do with what I believe in life, leave friendship out of it. Because believing is for you alone. It has no third party. That one is second party, right? you don't bring another person into instincts. So you don't. You don't bring another person into what you think. You don't. You don't bring another person into psychology. What you believe psychologically, you don't bring another person. The only person you can bring is God. And if God is quiet, find a way. Because in most cases, people pray and they say God is not saying anything. Why would he say something when he has given you ability already? He has given you ability. He said, I have given you ability to make wealth. Then some of us go and pray to God for wealth. It will never come. Nobody sits at home and prays for money. If you want money, you go out and work. Like I said during the launch of Idioms, I said, church is not a place to make money. If you want to make money, go and do business. Business is a place of making money. But church is a place where you bring the money you have made from business to support what we are doing in church. So if you have certain friends, because when you say that, when you are talking about cycle and you are talking about people who like minds, what you do. Sometimes they may have different opinion, even if all of you are into media, even all of you are into medicine, even if all of you are into building. So, but you just have people that are forward thinking in everything that they do. When they advise you, it will sit well with whatever you do, regardless whether or not your profession are alike.
Amos 3:3 say, how can two work together
It can never.
unless they
Can
agree?
never.
So the people that you keep have a lot to do with your progress. So check out how are you rating your progress with those people? Are you growing, or you are actually going down the ladder? It's going to help you in evaluating yourself, and it's needful. If they are not helping you grow, you change them.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, it is very important to be purposeful in life. Know what you want and stick to it. Consistency pay.
Well, as I said, I'm saying it again. Focus, your direction helps you in progress evaluation. And if you don't have focus or direction or purpose, or you haven't even found out your purpose, please make sure you do that. That's about it.
Don't bring in people to what you want to become in life. Trade alone.
That's a powerful one. Thank you all for doing this with me. Thank you to our viewers for staying tuned to today's live. Until we come your way tomorrow, same time, you have a blessed day.